Shalom, shalom, everybody. This is Pam. I'm here to do a sewing video as requested by one of the viewers. Her name is Ursula, and she lives in Denmark. And she took an interest as one of the meetings that we had on a Friday night at Torah Life Ministries. I mentioned that I make some of my own clothing, including this hat, this little chapeau that I made. It's like a hair covering, and I make my own dresses. Well, I found a pattern that I absolutely loved, and this is the pattern. I don't know if you can see it. There's the pattern. It's a McCall's pattern. I started making my own dresses because I have gone from a size 22 or bigger down to a 12 or a 14 now. And I thought, well, I guess I'm going to start making my own clothing. So I bought some fabric from a friend who lives in Colorado, and it's linen, beautiful linen. Now, I'm showing you the pattern once again. I don't know, can you see it? No, you can't really see it. But there are patterns on Amazon. The thing that appealed to me about this particular dress was that it is not form-fitting. The sleeves can cover the elbows, and it's high up on the neck. So that's what I really liked about it. There's no slits. It doesn't slit up the back or up the side. It can be lengthened so that it's longer. My dresses are much longer than the picture shows. Why can't you see that? There, that's better. And so now I'm going to show you the problems I had. That's what this video is going to be about problems. When I started sewing with linen, I didn't have very much information about it, except that I really love the linen. And this first dress that I made, I thought that I would just make the seams a little bit smaller because I was afraid that it might not fit because I'd lost so much weight. So the problem is with this dress, this is the inside of the dress, the shoulder seam. It frays horribly. As you can see, it's all frayed. And what happened is, because it's frayed, the shoulder seam is separating. That is a real problem. The dress is falling apart. And I put a lot of detail into this dress. I used fancy stitches, as you can see up around the neckline. I used fancy stitches around the sleeves. If I can find a sleeve, they're hidden. I put some antique rickrack around the various parts around the sleeve. This is antique rickrack that I got. So I put a lot of detail into the dress, and now it's falling apart. So that's the first dress. But I do have enough fabric, of the same fabric left over, that I can make another bodice. So I have to take my stitch ripper, take off the sleeves from this dress. I'm going to save these sleeves, make a new bodice, and sew the sleeves onto that bodice. So that is dress number one. Dress number two is this green dress. I put a lot of detail into this dress as well. I did fancy stitches around the neckline. When I bend over, it doesn't show anything. Like men, we know when men are notorious for their plumber's crack. Well, women have that too, except it's in the front and on the top, and it's not, and it's nasty. It's nasty to show that because that is something that needs to be covered. It needs to be covered for the sake of modesty. So that's one thing I really liked about this dress, was that it comes up nice and high upon the neck. It's got longish sleeves that cover the elbow. This dress, I also did not treat the seams, and you might be able to see that it is beginning to fray as well. But I used pinking shears on this dress. It's not fraying as badly as the other dress. So I haven't quite figured out what to do to save this dress. I think it might just be okay. Another thing I did with this dress is I covered some buttons along the at the bottom of the bodice before the flouncy skirt. I'm just trying to see how to work this camera properly. And here is one of the buttons, so I can attach my tzuniut to the buttons. I made my own tzuniuts. It's got dark green, off-white, and dark blue, so it goes with the dress, and I don't have to worry about them falling off. There's one of my tzuniut. There's a tzitzit. There's lots of... Paul Neeson has an excellent video of how to make tzitzit, and that's where I learned how to do it. Except the difference between mine and the ones that his friend showed how to make is that I actually make knots instead of wrapping. So that's what I did. I put buttons on here, put buttons on all the dresses so I can attach my tzuniut. Tzitzits. There's dress number 2. Now this dress number 3, it's the same pattern again, and I found a product. I did some research and I found a product, and it's called Seams Great. S-E-A-M-S. Seams Great. And it is. It does. It seems great. So now with this dress, I used the Seams Great, and it's a product, and there is no fraying at all in this dress. This is the stuff that it sandwiches the seam in between this Seams Great stuff, and I did a zigzag stitch, and it's not falling apart anywhere. I've washed it, I've dried it. You can see in the oh, I wish the lighting was a little better. Let me shut this off. Let's see. Oh, there you go. That's a little bit better. You can see in the seam that I used the Seams Great to sandwich in the raw edge of the seam, and I used a zigzag stitch, and that keeps the linen really nice. Linen frays like crazy. It frays, and so unless you treat it properly, your dress or your garment, whatever you make, will fall apart. A lot of people use a French seam, which I find is too bulky. Some people use a certain kind of a seam where it folds over, and it folds over on itself, and you do zigzag stitch, and there's a lot of work to it. This also was a lot of work, but I like linen because it lasts, and it lasts, and it lasts. And I think about the Hebrew children when they were wandering in the desert, and their garments did not fall apart. Well, I think they must have been using linen, because linen lasts for a long, long time. And I learned this about linen when I was studying fiber arts in college. I have a linen hanging that I wove, hand woven, and it's been hanging in a sunny window for at least 2 decades, and it has not deteriorated at all. Nothing has happened to it. It's still strong. The fibers are strong. So if you can find linen to make your garments with, then I would suggest, like I did, I found a pattern that I really, really like, and who's gonna know? If it's all different kinds of colors or different treatments, different fabrics and things. Personally, I just want to dress modestly for the sake of my father, because I believe that's what he requires. I believe that it's a problem amongst believers in Christianity or Hebrew roots or whatever. There's a bit of a not a bit of a one, there is a Jezebel spirit. And I think it's important to dress modestly. I really do. For older women, we are setting the example for the younger women, and for the girls. If they're going to see us dressing in a way that is revealing or drawing attention to ourselves, they will pick that up and they will do it even 10 times more. So I feel that it's my calling. I don't have children of my own. Well, that's Yah's will. I always wanted children, but I wasn't blessed that way. But for the sake of the youngsters, I think it's really, really important to cover ourselves in a modest way. We can still have our own design, our own style. You can be stylish. There's lots of great videos and websites. If you look up tzuniut, TZUNIUS or NIUT, you can look that up and see the various different guidelines. I'll call them guidelines. Now, I have another background here. This is what really started me on this modesty, more so. Like I'm thankful. I had a grandmother who was born in the 1899. She was modest, and I loved her. She set the example. I'm so thankful. Bappa was a Baptist preacher, and they were very, very what you call straight-laced. And so I had that as an example. I have not always dressed modestly. I went through my season of being very, very, very rebellious. I was a professional hairstylist on Yonge Street in Toronto, and that was quite an experience back in the 70s. So I've had my time where I was dressing immodestly with the bright red lipstick and the green eyeshadow and the mascara and all the colors and all the things, and it took me over an hour to put my face on. And what a waste. What a waste of money, what a waste of time. I'm going to change my background here so you can see this is what spoke to my heart. This is a photograph of a signboard in Israel. To women and girls who pass through our neighborhood, we beg you with all our hearts, please do not pass through our neighborhood in immodest clothes. Modest clothes include closed blouse with long sleeves, long skirt, no trousers, no tight-fitting clothes. Please do not disturb the sanctity of our neighborhood and our way of life as Jewish people committed to Elohim and his Torah. That's pretty plain. pretty plain and clear. I think that's a pretty good sign. I would respect that. Well, because that's the way I dress now anyway. So I would just caution the women who are very rebellious. There's even a man that I know who claims to be a Torah leader, who is suggesting that the women can put on mix astaxanthin, which is an antioxidant, with coconut oil, and put it on their face to give themselves a lovely glow. And I thought, that brother is looking in the wrong direction and leading people down the wrong path. So I felt sorry about that we can no longer go there for fellowship. My husband does not like being around immodestly dressed women. He's embarrassed. He doesn't know how to escape. He feels that he has to escape. He doesn't even want to go to gatherings anymore, and neither do I, because it's embarrassing to be around immodestly dressed women who love to flip their hair around and draw attention and flirt with their behavior. So anyway, that's my little dress video. I just enjoyed making these dresses. I learned a lot making these dresses. I'm going to continue. I'm not selling anything. I don't want your money. I don't want you to support me financially. This is not a ministry. This is just me sharing this video because of Sister Ursula in Denmark asked me to do a video about my dresses. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know what else I can say. We live in a beautiful part of the country, and it gets very, very hot here in the summertime. But I found out that linen is a very cool fiber, and you can wear linen, long sleeve linen clothing, and stay as cool as a cucumber. You don't have to dress in skimpy clothes or see-through things to make yourself feel cool. Now there was something else I wanted to share. There's this little saying. It says, reach for the sky and touch your toes. If anything shows, go change your clothes. So for me, the important thing is, if a person wants to ride a bicycle or a horse, I would say that it's okay to wear loose-fitting pants or jeans, as long as a long tunic or a dress is worn over top of it. I ride my tricycle. I have an electric tricycle that I just wear either culottes, which are modest with box pleats, with a long top over top, and modest dress is I believe it's very important. I'll wear a dress riding my tricycle with leggings underneath or pants underneath it, but I wear a dress, a full-length dress. It comes right down almost to my ankles, and I wear that. I ride my tricycle. It doesn't ride up, doesn't fly around. I'm happy. People greet me, they smile, they wave. I have a lot more respect from men and women since I've been covering my head, my hair. And I would just say, just try it, just go for it and see what happens. I have had so much shalom so much more peace. And so I'm thankful that this was revealed to me. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. There's my dress. It matches the hat I'm wearing. You can find dresses on, you know, little patterns. If you don't know how to sew, you can learn. You can learn how to sew. If you put your mind to it, just put your mind to learning how to sew. I got a free sewing machine. There's sewing machines that you can get at thrift stores. People just ask, I need a sewing machine. Have you got a spare sewing machine? I know I've given away a sewing machine, and maybe other people will too. I know some people, they do all their sewing by hand. They hand stitch it. And it looks very, very nice. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure that people are going to be offended. Okay, so that's it for now. And I hope you have some success in learning how to sew, or just look. I would say the things to look for. Don't show your collarbones. Keep away from low V-neck dresses. Don't show your cleavage. Don't show your collarbones. Keep your dresses at least to the elbow. Don't have these silly things that have like open shoulders. I mean, what's that for? That's stupid. And you know, just don't wear slits up in your skirts. Keep yourself covered if you're going to wear trousers, pants or jeans or slacks or whatever you want to call them. Make sure your tunic comes down to cover your thighs at least, and be respectful. There are people who truly are offended by makeup and they're truly offended by flipping the hair around. You don't have to have like, you know, like the little, let's take a little, oh, I'll cover my hair, but I'm gonna, you know, show my bangs and I'll just do like this. Don't do that. Don't do that. That is really, truly not Kodesh. If you want to be part of the Kodeshim, I mean, I'm an older sister. I'm a senior citizen now. I'm on an old age pension. I'm 65. I'm going to be 66 in a couple of months. So, you know, take it from a grandmother of 7. This is like a step grandmother. This is you know, some advice that if I had children, if I had grandchildren that were here, this is the advice. Told my stepdaughter about this, and she is in agreement now. So please think about it, and just recognize the fact that if you're dressing in a certain way, there are people that look at you and think you're a Jezebel. They do. They say things behind your back, nasty things, with, you know, and if you don't care, well, that's your problem. That's fine. If you don't care, then what they say about you dressing like a Jezebel, or, you know, how you look like a hooker, or even worse, well, that's what people do say, and I'm just telling you the truth. This is the truth. This is what people say about you behind your back. So I hope you have a happy, healthy day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please leave your comments down below, and shalom shalom. by the way, I wanted to show you this Seams Great. This is it. Comes in a package like that. It's a very fine kind of stretchy material. Okay, well, you can't really see it, but you apply it to the seams with a zigzag stitch to keep your seams from unraveling. It's especially good for linen, and it does not add bulk. It's washable and dry cleanable. It covers the seam edges, hems and facing, reinforces the seams and rips and tears. I've repaired garments that had a little tear in it. You can't even see the tear anymore. You can make casings for elastic. And so that is that. And I wanted to tell you the pattern number. It's a McCall's pattern, M7948. And once again, the woman is wearing a short dress. I just added probably 8 inches to the dress or more, so that it's longer in the bodice and in the tiers as well. So you can do your own thing, and I do look forward to hearing your comments. Take care. Shalom.